the Paleolithic Age, also referred to as the Stone Age. Here we have a Paleolithic band performing their everyday tasks. Once you get closer, you can see that while others are gathering so that they have food and other items, others are making tools. That was quite revolutionary for the time. It's the start of tool making that we still use today. Here we can see the people of the Paleolithic band communicating. Much like today, they also needed a form of communication. While we don't know what they exactly sound like, we assume that it would be reminiscent of how monkeys communicate. People of the Paleolithic time also needed food. To obtain this food, most men would hunt. These men are getting ready for the hunt. Now, they're performing the task of hunting. Here we see a man by himself hunting a small creature. To hunt small creatures, they'd use spears, sticks and stones, or even their bare hands. However, if the animal was larger, they'd often use traps. While the women of the band did not take part in hunting, they gathered food instead. Here we see a Paleolithic woman gathering berries, among other things, so that the people of her band would have other food to eat. After the band had obtained their food, they would sit around and eat it. Here we see a band eating together in a group. But in the corner, we could see a man sharpening an axe, which is a tool that we still use to this day. Besides other bands, a threat the Paleolithic people had were predators. Here we see a predator stalking this band. Sometimes, if a person of the band were to stray too far off home base, they could get lost. Here we see a young Paleolithic woman lost in the depths of the woods. While lost and unprotected, the young Paleolithic woman had been tracked by the predator. The predator took advantage of this and had brutally attacked her and overall killed her. Once found, her other band members had buried her, which was the first time in history that people had buried their dead. One of the greatest inventions of the Paleolithic time was fire. In this clip, a young Paleolithic man is collecting sticks in preparation for the making of the fire.
That's good.
To make the fire, the Paleolithic people had to rub two sticks together. Once the fire was ignited and going, they would use it to sterilize water, to cook, and for heat in their homes. One of the Paleolithic people's main strengths were building. Here they are working on their shelter. Their building was so amazing that some of their shelters still stand today. In all eras, people needed sleep. In this clip, we could see the band huddling together in order to obtain warmth. One member of the band, however, would stay up as guard and make sure nobody was harmed. Even though the Paleolithic age began over 2 million years ago, the fact that we still use some of the tools they created tells a lot about what they contributed to all civilizations after them.
Hi, Mr. Massara. Dad, hit the wall. Are you filming this? Oh, we started filming?